Hello, good morning everyone. Let's start today's session. So today we are going to look at the join operations in SQL. So join operations need two relations to operate upon, and these operations return another relation as a result. These operations require join conditions and join types. So what we mean by join condition? Join condition defines which tuples in two relations match. We'll repeat. Join conditions define which tuples in two relations and attributes present in the result of the join. So this is determined by join condition. Then what about join type? Join type defines how tuples in each relation that do not match any tuple in the other relation are treated. So sometimes it happens that if we are having the common attributes in two tables, then we may find that in one of the tables there are no tuples, those are matching with respect to the common attribute values. So if there are such kinds of tuples, those do not match any tuple in the other relation, then how these tuples are treated? So this can be determined by join type. So in join relations, we are having different kinds of types, join types and join conditions. So under join types, we are having inner join, left outer join, right outer join and full outer join. Whereas under join conditions, we are having natural join, we are having a clause on, or we are having a clause using. This on has a predicate to be provided. This using clause requires the list of attributes. So we are going to look at all those join types and join conditions, right, while using these join operations. So let's begin with a natural join. This is the most popular form of join operations. So let us see one example and then we'll see how we can use this natural join operation. For all instructors in the university who have taught some course, find their names and the course ID of all courses they taught. So what we want to extract? We want to extract for all instructors in the university who have taught some course. We want to find out their names and the course IDs of all courses they taught. Right? So, we have written this query earlier. So, how we wrote this query earlier? We have written this query like select name comma course ID from instructor comma teachers, because instructor name is available in instructor table. Teachers table stores the instructor ID along with the courses taught by that instructor. So that information is available in teachers. But name of the course, name of the instructor is not available in teachers table, and that is why we need to make use of these two tables, instructor and teachers. So we have written this query earlier like select name comma course ID from instructor comma teachers, where instructor ID is equal to teachers ID. Right? So what we are getting here is we are getting the information, name of the instructor along with the course taught by that instructor. Right? So all the courses taught by that instructor will be listed in our output. Now, the same query, or to extract the same information, we may use the natural join operation. So how we are going to write this query? Simply, we are writing select name comma course ID, that is what we want to extract, from instructor natural join teachers. So we are making use of this natural join operation here. So what this natural join operation will do? As this is natural join, what happens is whichever are the common attributes in these two relations, those are being matched automatically. So we need not provide this such kind of a matching condition. Right? So whichever are the common attributes in both of these relations, those are being matched automatically, naturally, because they are common. Right? So these two queries are actually providing us the same result. But here in this form of the query, we are computing the Cartesian product of these two relations, and then in where clause we are providing the predicate to match the common attribute from these two relations. Whereas in natural join operations, what we do is we simply provide the relations those we would like to naturally join. So whichever are the attributes, those are common in these two relations are being matched automatically. And these two queries will provide us the similar result. Right? Are you getting me? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So let's proceed with practical demonstration now. Let's try to write these queries in Oracle. So let us try the first variant that we have already used earlier. So select name comma course ID from instructor comma teachers, where instructor.id is equal to teachers.id. Right? So let's try to execute this query, and what we are getting is we are getting 15 rows wherein we are having name of the instructor and the course ID that is taught by that instructor. So here this Srinivasan, name of the instructor, has taught 3 courses. Likewise, we are having all the data that is required. Now, the same data we can obtain by making use of natural join. So how we are going to write this query? Select, no doubt we would like to extract these two attributes. So course ID, name and course ID from, whose are also same, from instructor natural teachers. So what will happen now? These two tables are joined on the basis of the common attribute value, right? So we need not provide explicitly this matching condition. So natural join will take care of this. Okay. So if I execute this statement, once again I'll be getting the same results. 15 rows wherein I'll be having name of the instructor and the course ID. Right? So both of these queries are producing the same result. Is there any doubt? Yes?
No, ma'am.
Yes? Can I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So now let's add one more query. And or rather, let's look at the part of the query that we have executed and we'll see now how actually this is working. So we want to find the natural join of instructor and teachers, right? So we are having this statement, select star from instructor natural join teachers. Please see here, we are extracting now all the attributes. Instead of only name of the instructor and course ID, we are extracting all the attributes from instructor and teachers. And we are making use of the natural join of these two relations. So see here, we are having this instructor table and we are having this teachers table. So as I stated, in natural join, what happens? In natural join, whichever is the common attribute. So which is the common attribute here? This ID of the instructor is common in both of these relations. So based on this common attribute, the tuples are being matched, right? So 10101 is matched with this, this and this because there are three tuples here, right? So this 12121 ID of the instructor is being matched with this 12121. Only one tuple is there in teachers. So this is how whichever ID are being matched, right? So see here how this natural join is actually producing the result. So please see here, we are extracting all the attributes, right? So see the sequence or the order, how in our output these attributes are being listed. So in natural join, whichever are the common attributes in both of these relations, these attributes appear first. So here ID is common attribute. So that attribute appear first in our natural join output. What next? Whichever is the left hand side relation. So here instructor is the left hand side relation. So the remaining attributes from the left hand side relation will appear next in the same sequence. So in instructor table, we are having the remaining attributes. Those are name, department name and salary. Right? So after this common attribute, we'll be having name, department name and salary in the same sequence. that of the original table. What next? The remaining attributes. So now, after dealing with this left-hand side relation, we will deal with the right-hand side relation. So, other than the common attributes, whichever are the remaining attributes from right-hand side relation, those attributes appear next in the same sequence, that of the right-hand side relation. So, we will be having course ID, section ID, then semester and year. So, this sequence remains the same. So, this is how we are getting this output of natural join. So, please remember the common attributes appear only once in natural join. The common attributes appears once, only once in the output of natural join, and the remaining attributes will appear with some sequence as I stated. Right? So let's summarize this. The ordering of the attributes in the result of natural join. The join attributes, that is the attributes common to both relations, appear first in the order in which they appear in the left-hand side relation. Next, all non-join attributes of the left-hand side relation, and finally all non-join attributes of the right-hand side relation. Right? So this is how we are getting the output of the natural join. I hope you must have understood this operation. May I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So, let us see now the general form of this operation natural join. So, what we have is, we are having in select statement, we are having listed here the attributes those we would like to extract. So, A1, A2 up to AN is the list of attributes those we would like to extract. From. In the from clause, we are having the list of relations from which we would like to extract the information by applying the natural join. So see here, we have listed these relations like R1, natural join R2, natural join R3, and so on up to natural join Rm. So whichever are the relations those we would like to include for natural join, we may include all those relations in from clause. And if required, we may provide the predicate also in where clause if required. Right? But in this where clause, we are not going to provide the matching conditions for the common attributes as the predicate. Natural join will take care of that. If any other predicate other than the matching conditions, if we would like to provide, we may provide such conditions in this predicate P using where clause. Okay? Now, let us see one example. List the names of instructors along with the titles of courses that they teach. List the names of instructors along with the titles of courses that they teach. So we have written a similar query earlier, but wherein we have extracted name of the instructor and the course ID of the course taught by that instructor. Right? So we have written this query earlier using natural join of instructor and teachers. Okay? But now what we want? We want to list out the names of instructors. Using instructor table because I want to extract name of the instructor, and that is available in instructor table. So I am using that. I am using teachers relation because in teachers relation we are having which course information, like which course, which section is being taught by which instructor. In teachers relation we are having course ID taught by a particular instructor. So we are having ID along with course ID in teachers relation. But we do not have title of the course in this teachers relation. But now we want to extract title of the course along with name of the instructor. So where this title of the course is available? In which table?
Course.
Course table? Yes. So we need to make use of one more table here, and that is course. Okay. Now let us try to write this query and see how I am writing this query. Select name, comma title from instructor natural join teachers, comma course, where teachers.course ID is equal to course.course ID. So this is the statement that I am writing here. Please write down this statement. Select name, comma title from instructor natural join teachers, comma course, where teachers.course ID is equal to course.course ID. So even though I am making use of these three tables, I'll be finding out here the natural join of only two tables. And then I'll be having the Cartesian product of the result of this natural join and this course. So I'm having here the Cartesian product of result of this natural join and course. And as I'm having Cartesian product of these two, I need to match the common attribute. So the common attribute in this and this that I would like to match is course ID. So I'll be matching teachers.course ID equal to course.course ID. Right? So this is how I have written this statement. Now, you may think why we are not writing the statement like select name, comma title from instructor natural join teaches natural join course. Can I write this statement like this? select name, comma, title from instructor, natural join teachers, natural join course. Yes. Please listen to me carefully. I have written this query in this fashion, right? And I have tried to write the query by making use of natural join operation only, like this. So whether these two will provide me the same result? The answer is no. These two will not provide me the same result. The reason that I am going to demonstrate you now. So please listen carefully. So this is the other way of writing the query. Select name, comma, title from instructor, natural join teachers, natural join course. Okay, and we have written this query earlier as select name, comma, title from instructor, natural join teachers, comma, course. So here we are not using natural join with course. Instead, we are making use of a Cartesian product of the output of this natural join and the relation course. And we are matching the attribute course ID from teachers and course. Right? So, these are two different ways of writing the query. And I am saying that these two queries will not produce the same result. So, what is the reason? Why these two queries are not producing the same result? So, let me tell you the answer now. The natural join of instructor and teachers. Natural join of instructor and teachers is producing the result with attributes ID of the instructor, which is common for these two. Then the remaining attributes from instructor, so name, department name, salary, and then the remaining attributes from teachers, those are course ID, section ID, semester and year. Right? So the natural join of these two will produce the result with these attributes. Right? And further, what we have? We are having natural join of this with course. So the course relation is having the attributes course ID, title, department name and credits. Do you agree with me till this point? Yes? Do you agree with me till this point?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So, if I am having series of relations and if I am having the natural join of all those relations, what will happen? The natural join is being evaluated from left to right. So, instructor natural join teachers will be computed first. Right? And this natural join is having these many attributes. Right? Now, this intermediate relation is joined naturally with course. So, the attributes of course we know. So, now these attributes or the relation with these attributes and the course relation are being naturally joined. Now, if we are computing the natural join of these two relations now, according to the definition of natural join, what will happen? Whichever are the common attributes, those are being matched. Now, if you look at the attributes of these two relations, we are having the common attributes. Those are department name. Department name is present in this output, and here also we are having department name. Right? In the first relation, we are having course ID, and in course, we are having course ID. So, in fact, these two attributes are common in these two relations. So, according to the definition of natural join, what will happen? The attributes from these two relations, or rather the tuples from these two relations, are being matched with respect to these two attributes. Right? Now, if we are doing this, then what we are getting is, we will be getting the pairs of instructor and the course titles. Those are taught by the instructor. Only if the instructor is teaching the course from its own department, his or her own department. So if there is a computer science instructor, and if he or she is teaching a computer science course, or the course offered by computer science department, then that will be included in the result. But if the person from, say, physics department, and if that person is teaching a course from computer science department, then that particular instructor will not be included in my result. So if the department of the instructor is not same as the course that is taught by that instructor, then that particular instructor and the course title will not be included in the result. Why? Because if we are having this natural join between this earlier relation and course, then two attributes are common, department name and course ID. So these two will be matched at a time. So only if the person is teaching the course from his or her own department, then only name of the instructor along with the course will be listed. If the instructor is teaching the course from some other department, then that particular instructor along with that course will not be listed in our result. Fine. So, even though natural join is very convenient to use, sometimes if we are making use of natural join similar to this situation, then it may not produce the desired result. Right? That we have seen earlier is actually giving us the correct result. But the natural join will not provide us the desired result. How we can overcome this? So either we may use the earlier version that we have written, okay, or we are having a solution. How to avoid the danger of equating the attributes erroneously. So see here what we are trying to do. We are having this using clause. So now we are going to make use of this using clause. So see here how we are writing the statement. Select name, comma title from instructor, natural join teaches. Now see here, instead of natural join, we are making use of simply join. Right? So the result of this natural join is simply joined with another relation course. Okay, and by making use of this clause using, we are providing the attribute on which we would like to match the tuples from this relation and the course relation. So we are saying here using course ID. So specifically we are mentioning the attribute that we would like to use for joining the relations. So if instead of join, if we use natural join, what will happen? All the common attributes in the relations will be joined. All the common attributes in the relations will be matched. Right? So instead of that, what we are going to do is, we are no doubt having a join of this result along with course. Right? So obviously in this join, we will be having department name as well in both these relations. But if I would have written here natural join, then automatically my system will match department name along with course ID because these two are common. But we do not want this. So instead of natural join, we are making use of join along with this clause using. So this using clause will help us to list out the attributes those we would like to match. Right? So as we want to match only course ID, we are specifying here using course ID. Right? And this will also produce the correct result. Are you getting me? Yes? Got
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
So let's proceed now with one more clause that we have, and that is the join condition on. Right? So we have seen the join condition using. We have seen the join condition natural. And the third join condition that we are having is on. So let's write one statement. See here what we are writing. Select star from student join text on student.id equal to text.id. Right? Now, statement is actually similar to select star from student natural join text. Right? Because in these two relations we are sorry. Because in these two relations we are having one common attribute, that is ID. ID of the student. Right? And in natural join, the tuples from these two relations are being matched based on this ID. In this statement, what we are doing is, we are doing the same. But instead of natural join, we are using join, and with on clause, we are matching the common attribute. So see here, we are making use of join and we are having this on condition where actually we are providing a predicate, and that predicate is to match the common attributes from the respective relations. So both are producing the same result. Then what is the difference in these two statements? What is the difference in these two statements? If I am making use of natural join, then the common attribute will appear only once. So in natural join, common attribute appears only once. Common attribute or common attributes appear only once. Whereas if I am making use of this join and if I am using all the attributes here, then what will happen? The result of this will have this ID attribute listed twice. Once for student and once for text. Even though the ID attribute values are matched. Right? So in natural join, the common attributes appear only once, whereas if I am making use of join clause with on condition, then the common attributes will appear more than once. Okay? Now, this is exactly similar to the query in a traditional way, how we write the query. Select start from student comma text where student ID is equal to text.id. So this and this both are same. This and this are producing the same result. Right? Wherein the common attributes may appear more than once. But if we go for natural join in this situation, the common attribute will appear only once. Right? And we are extracting all the attributes. We are making use of asterisk, all attributes. Right? Are you getting me? Yes? Yes? Are you getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So let's proceed now with the outer joins. Right? So, in case of outer joins, what happens is we are providing the join type now. Meaning, if few of the tuples from both the relations are not having the matching entries in other relations, how to deal with such tuples who are not having the match? Okay, so let's try one query here. Display a list of all students displaying their ID, name, department name and total credits along with the courses that they have taken. So what we want? We want to display a list of students displaying the ID, name, department name and total credits of the student along with the courses taken by the student. This is what we would like to extract. Now, see here how we are going to write this query. Select start from student natural join text. Select start from student natural join text. So, what we will be having in this output? This is natural join. So what are the attributes of student relation? We are having ID, name, department name, and total credits. These are the attributes from student. What are the attributes of text relation? Anybody?
Course ID, section ID, semester, year.
Yes, year. That's all.
ID.
ID. So, in this, these are the attributes of student relation. And in our text relation, what we are having? We are having ID of the student. Then we are having course ID. Then we are having section ID. Then we are having semester, year, and grade. These are the attributes, those we have in our text relation. And what we are trying to do is, we are trying to have the natural join of student and text. So, what I'll be having in my output? I'll be having, what are the attributes, those I'll be having? In my natural join, whichever is the common attribute or attributes, those appear only once. So, in our student and text relation, the common attribute that we are having is ID. So, we are having ID, that is the common attribute. That will be the first column in our result. What next? These attributes from left hand side relation. So, I will be having ID, name, department name, and total credits. Then ID appears only once. So, I'll be having course ID, section ID, semester, year, and grade. So these many attributes in this same sequence we will be having in our natural join. And while producing the result, what our natural join will do? If the student ID is present in text, then only that particular student record we will be having in our result. So if there are few students who have not opted for any of the course, then obviously that student ID will not be present in our text relation. So if there are any students who have not opted for any of the courses, then that particular record will not be there in our natural join. Right? So please note that students who do not take any courses will not appear in this result. Right? Now, if we want to have those students as well in the result, if we want to have those students who have not yet registered for any courses in our result, then what should we do? So, for that reason, we are having now some other construct. So, please look at this. I am demonstrating here the result of natural join first. So, see here, this is the instance of student relation and this is the instance of text relation. So, I am having this student ID 00128 available here in text. So, that should be present in my natural join. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. so many courses are taken by that student, so that these records should be available in natural join. So similarly, 19991, so this student ID is also available here, so that will be present in my result. 23121, that is also available. 44553, that is also available. 45678, that is also available. Right now, 54321, that is also available. 55739, that is available. 70557, 70557 is not available in text relation. What does this mean? This means that this student with ID 70557 has not taken any of the courses, and that is why this student ID is not present in text. Okay, now remaining IDs are available in my text relation. Okay, so what we observe here is this particular student with ID 70557 has not opted for any of the courses, right? And in my natural join, I will not have that particular student record who has not opted for any of the courses, right? Because we are matching on the common attribute, right? So if in both the relations that particular value appears, then and then only that will be reflected in our output of natural join. Right? Now, if I want to have this student also in the result, even though he has not opted for any of the courses, then what to do? If this is the case, then we are having these outer joins. Right? So, some tuples in either or both of the relations being joined may be lost if we go with the natural join. But instead, if we go with outer join, these tuples for which we are not having any matching data in the other relation, those tuples can be preserved in the output. So there are three forms of outer join. We are having left outer join, we are having right outer join, and we are having full outer join. In left outer join, what we do, this join preserves the tuples only in the relation named before, or the relation in the left hand side of the construct left outer join. Right? So, if I am having the relation R, and then if I am having left outer join S, then what will happen? The tuples, those are present in relation R, but not in relation S. So the tuples from the left hand side relation will be preserved, even though these are not having the match in the right hand side relation. What happens in right outer join? If I am writing the statement like R, right outer join S, then what will happen? The unmatched tuples from the right hand side relation are preserved, even though they are not having the match in the left hand side relation. Okay, and happens in full outer join. In full outer join, we will preserve all the tuples, all the unmatched tuples in both the relations. statement, select star from student natural left outer join text. Natural left outer join text. What does this mean? See, we are making use of natural. So this indicates that we would like to match with respect to the common attribute. But it also indicates now we want to retain the tuples even though they are not having the matching tuples in the right hand side relation. We want to preserve the tuples from the left hand side relation even though there is no match for that tuple in the right hand side relation. So we are writing here left outer join. So select star from student natural left outer join text. So see here the output of this query. So see here in the earlier form where we were using only natural join, right? This particular tuple we were not having in our output because the 70557 student ID is not having any matching tuple in text because this student has not opted for any of the courses. But now whenever we have used this left outer join clause, what has happened? The left hand side tuple, the tuple from the left hand side relation is being preserved, right? But as there is no match for this particular tuple in the right hand side relation, that is text, the attributes, the respective attributes from the right hand side relation are replaced by nulls. Are you getting me? So we have retained this particular student in the result, even though he is not having opted for any of the courses.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So let's see this practically. So what we are going to do? First of all, we are going to have the natural join of student and text, and we'll see the result. Select star from student natural join takes so see here we are having 22 rows, okay, and we are not having actually that particular student who is having this ID 70557. So we are having exactly the same result that I have shown you here. So this particular student will not appear in the result of natural join, and the same table actually we are able to see here as the output of the natural join practically. So that particular student is not being included. Okay, now if we would like to include that student even though he has not opted for any of the courses, simply we are going to make use of this natural left outer join. The construct being used is natural left outer join. What does this mean? This means that whichever are the tuples, those are matching naturally, those will definitely appear in the result. But in addition, if I am having any tuple in the left hand side relation student for which there is no match in the right hand side relation, then that tuple will also be included in our result. So let's try to execute this query. And now please see here. This particular student with ID 70557 is present now in our result. But as this student is not available in text relation, the attributes those belong to text relation are replaced with null values for this particular student. Right? Have you understood? Yes? Have you understood the result of this natural left outer join?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So now let's see remaining things and then we'll conclude so that we can conclude the concept of join relations. Okay? So let us try to write now this query. Find all students who have not taken a course. So we want to find out the students who have not opted for any of the courses. Okay, now there are several ways to write this query, but how we are going to use this outer joins for writing or getting this data? We want to extract only those students who have not taken a course, right? So see here how we are writing this. Select ID from student, natural left outer join text. Right? So whenever we are using this student natural left outer join text, what will happen? Just we have seen the result. We'll be getting the unmatched tuples from the left hand side relation. So even if the student has not opted for any course, that ID we will get. Okay? But we want to extract only those students who have not taken a course. Right? So, in the where clause, we are providing now the condition where course ID is null. As I stated, if the student has not opted for any course, then obviously in this left outer join, the attributes from the right hand side relation will have null value. So, course ID will have null value. So simply we are filtering our output of this natural left outer join such that we are extracting only the data for which course ID is null. So this would be our predicate where course ID is null, and we are going to extract the desired result. Okay, so let's see this practically. So simply we are modifying this. What we want? This is our earlier output, and now we want to extract only this student. Why? Because this student has not opted for any of the courses. So in our natural left outer join result, for this particular student, the course ID is null. So whichever are the students for whom the course ID is null, we would like to extract only those records. So here we are having the predicate where ID is null. Right? And this is how we are getting this result. So instead of star, we may have only the ID of the student who has not registered for any of the courses. So we are getting this ID 70557. Right? Who has not registered for any of the courses. Got it? So this is how we can make use of such kinds of outer join clauses. Got it? Yes? Any doubts so far?
No, ma'am.
Fine. Now, let us try to use the right outer join. Okay. Now, here, if I make use of student right outer join, student natural right outer join text, then I'll not be getting any significant result, because in the right hand side relation, I am not having any tuple for which there is no match in the left hand side relation. So simply to just demonstrate this statement, I'll be swapping these relations, left and right relations. So let us try to write, select start from text natural right outer join start from text natural right outer join student. So what I'm trying to extract now? I'm trying to extract all those records for which we are having the matching tuples on the common attributes. In addition, what we will be having is, we will be having the unmatched tuples from the right hand side relation. So we'll be having the tuples from right hand side relation for which there is no match in the left hand side relation. Okay, so let's try to execute this and see what we are getting. As this is the natural join, the common attribute appears only once. Then the attributes from the left hand side relation. So here towards left we are having text relation. So we are having course ID, section ID, semester, year and grade. These are the attributes from text relation. Then we are having the attributes from the right hand side relation. So name, department name and total credit. We are making use of natural right outer join. So all the matching tuples no doubt will be there. But now in our right hand side relation, that is student, we are having this ID 70557 for which I do not have any data available in the left hand side relation. But still, as we are using right outer join, such tuples from right hand side table will be preserved. And that is why the 70557 that appears in the right hand side table is preserved. And while preserving this tuple, for remaining attributes from the left hand side relation, we are not having any values available. So these values are being replaced by nulls. So this is how our natural right outer join works. Got it? Yes?
Yes,
Got
ma'am.
it? Fine. Now, let's see a final example related to full outer join. So please go through this problem statement, what we want to extract. Display a list of all students in computer science department along with the course sections, if any, that they have taken in spring 2009. All course sections from spring 2009 must be displayed, even if no student from the computer science department has taken the course section. So this is what we want to extract. Okay, so how we are going to do that? We are going to write a statement like this. Select start from. What we want, display a list of students in comp science department. So we are having here the statement, select start from student where department name equal to comp science. select star from student where department name equal to comp science. So this statement is actually the derived relation. So this statement is giving me a temporary relation wherein I'll be having only those students from computer science department. Now, what next I'm going to do is I'm making use of natural full outer join. Natural full outer join. Right? And I'm having this statement select start from text where semester equal to spring and year equal to 2009. So this particular relation is giving me the tuples from text relation, right, related to spring 2009 only. So that data I'll be having. Now, this is temporary relation 1, suppose, and this is another temporary relation, say temp 2. I'm making use of natural full outer join. So whichever are the common attributes in these two relations. So obviously the common attributes in these two relations is ID. So the data with respect to this common attribute ID will be matched first. And all those matching tuples will be extracted in our final result. But now, in addition, what will happen? If there exist few students who have not opted for any of the courses from spring 2009, they also will be included. Or even if there are few courses, those are offered in spring 2009, but those are not opted by any of the students, then these tuples will also be included. So in full outer join, what happens is the tuples from left or right relations for which there is no match in the other relation, these tuples will also be included in our output. And let us see this with the practical demonstration. So let us try to write the query. Select start from student where department name is equal to natural outer join start from text where semester is equal to spring and year is equal to 2009. Right? So let's try to execute this statement. Department name. So we have spelled incorrectly. See here what we are getting. So we are getting this data. So this ID first and second, right? These students belong to computer science department. So let's partially look at this result. Select star from student where department name equal to computer science department. So we are having 4 students. Those belong to computer science department. Right? Now, let us see here in this result what we are getting. See here, we are getting all those 4 students. Those belong to computer science department. Okay? Now, what has happened? These 2 students from computer science department have opted for some course in spring 2009. So we are having for these 2 students all the data available from both these relations. But what has happened? This particular student 00128 and 76543. These students belong to computer science department, but they have not opted for any course in spring 2009. So even though there is no matching tuple in this right hand side relation, right? These tuples from left hand side relation are retained with the null values for respective attributes from right hand side relation. Also, see here, we are using full outer join. So left hand side tuples are also retained, which are not having a match. Also, the right hand side tuples are retained, even though they are not having the match. So, see here, this tuple, this course EE181 is not offered by computer science department. Right? So, we are not having any student who has opted for this particular course. Right? So, even though we are not having any student, even though we are not having any match in the left hand side relation, the tuple from the right hand side relation is retained. So, in full outer join, all the tuples from either left or right hand side relations, those who are not having any match, those also are being retained. Right? And that is what I wanted to demonstrate. So I hope you must have understood the result of this query. Yes. Have you got it? So we have seen left outer join, right outer join and full outer join. So depending on the problem statement that is provided, we should be able to make use of the appropriate constructs from SQL. Right? So this was the last query that I wanted to demonstrate for full outer join. So with this, we have completed the discussion related to join operations. Right? So once again, I would appeal all of you to practice all these constructs. I'll be posting few assignments related to this SQL and you are supposed to solve. You are supposed to write the queries, right, for those problems. Okay, so let's conclude today's session. Thank you.